Last year was so much fun, but it definitely came with some challenges. Thank goodness for 2K.
That's right. In fact, it's been an honor for us to share our time and our episodes with you, the fans, the community. And the big news is NBA 2K TV is returning for Season 7.
Yes, we're coming your way on September 4th.
And let's go. Sure can. All right, DA, thanks. Just a quick look now at how the point totals have looked over the last few months for him.
And it's really been a nice trend for him over these last several months. He's been steadily improving in terms of his scoring output. That extra production making him more valuable the further we get along in this season.
So a look at our starters for the Knicks. We've got Randall. Payton is out there with Barrett. Then there's Mo Harkless. And it's Gibson in at the 5 roaming the paint. And for the Pistons, on the wings, Kennard and Snell. Griffin is out there with Wood, and it's Rose in at the point guard position. Now here's Randall, following the miss by Taj Gibson. Shot clock at 5. Here's Payton. Well, Smitty, we're coming down the stretch here. Talk about the mental toughness needed to finish a season strong.
You know, I think you got to have that. Everybody talk about the game physically, guys making shots. And we all know there's some teams and players, they all do that well. But who's the tough team that can get through the tough times? That's when you see the teams that can get over the hump and you start to say, I like that team.
Barrett, the putback, it's hauled in by Wood.
Just a little off to start this game. 1 for 5, looking to find some kind of rhythm.
Griffin, Knicks with the rebound. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta. Oh, and the jam by Harkless.
And guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Now here's Rose. A good portion of the scoring has come from him. He averages more than 18 points a game. It's stolen by Randall. Now here's Harkless. He's guarded closely. Gibson looking it over. Kicks to Harkless. Clock at 6. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
No excuse. You have to be aware. He should be on your radar all the time. I love it. Beautiful job getting to the rim, making a play.
Now, here's Barrett. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And he wreaked havoc on defense with 4 steals for the game.
He can't hit that time. For New York, they've gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. And Randall throws it down.
That's 250 pounds coming down on the rim. Randall attacking with ferocity.
And a trying summer for the New York Knicks fans. After trading away Porzingis, they were hoping to get a big-name player in free agency, Greg, and they didn't.
You know, shocking they refused to offer the max to Kevin Durant. I mean, there were concerns with the Achilles, but instead he ends up in Brooklyn. Combine that with fans' disappointment at missing out on Zion Williamson, and the saga continues.
The Pistons making a change here. Mikhailuk is checked in, and a new group in for the Knicks. Portis, he's checked in for Julius Randle. Kevin Knox comes in for Harkless. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Barrett. And it's Ntilikina in for Elfrid Payton. Here's Mikhailuk. And there's the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. That is his first foul of the game. And a different look here for the Pistons. Akers checked in for Christian Wood. Doumbouya comes in for Blake Griffin. Brown is checked in for Luke Kennard. And Langston Galloway subbed in for Derrick Rose. And a switch here also for New York. Robinson's checked in. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. And with Thon Maker still a developing project, you forget, Smitty, how young he really is.
You're right, Kevin. Has a lot of time ahead of him. You can see the touch and the length he has. Hopefully, he can keep working and put it all together.
Here's Knox. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. passes it to Bullock. New York moving it around. Ntilikina passes to Robinson. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
An active passer with good awareness. When Ntilikina spots the open teammate, he gets it to him.
Brown kicks to Galloway. Doumbouya dishes to Maker. Brown outside. Now here's Doumbouya. Defended by Portis. Robinson with the block. And it goes out of bounds. That went off Robinson. Jordan McRae, he's checked in for the Pistons. Wayne Ellington's checked in for the Knicks. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
And here's a look at the stats for Robinson. In the second half of this season, he's been nothing short of spectacular. Averaging about 11 points, 9 rebounds, and over 2.5 blocks. And the phrase stats don't lie absolutely applies here. He's been a monster on the court for this team.
He's versatile. He's prolific. There really isn't much a defense can do once he catches fire.
Any chance you get, you want to put yourself in a position to succeed, and that's what he did there.
Great job of reading the floor, got to the rim, and made a play.
And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up.
Well, one area that has slowed the Pistons the last decade is their player development.
Yeah, you look at their roster, very few homegrown players. The Pistons haven't had a lot of hits with their first-round picks. To be a top team, you need to have a front office that can build from within.
John Henson's checked in for Detroit.
And wait to finish and cut into that lead a little bit.
Yeah, but look at the basket, guys, still shaking. Ellington finds Portis. Now, here's Bullock. And Henson pulls it down. And here comes Brown, leading the fast break. And the jam by Doumbouya.
Beautiful location on the pass, as usual. Led his man perfectly.
Now Ellington uses the glass to finish the layup.
So good at the rim. A slow defensive rotation leads to the easy lay.
And so the Bobby Portis, who's known for his work ethic, said he learned a lot from it.
She gets up at 3, 4 in the morning and gets off at 1, 2 in the evening.
And she was a basketball player in her own right. Greg, a scholarship at Jackson State University.
Yeah, and gave up basketball when she had Bobby, but she encouraged him to pursue his dream, and she said now she's living her dream through him.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1/4 of action so far. And what stands out to you from New York in this one?
I mean, the rebounding was the difference in that first period. You've got to block these guys out.
Yes, you know this, GA. Back in our day, and any day really, if you don't block out somebody, you will sit down.
Doumbouya is out there with John Henson. Then there's Brown. Then there's McRae. And it's Galloway in at the point. That's the group for Detroit right now. And a different look here for the Pistons. Thon Maker's checked in for John Henson. Christian Wood comes in for McRae. Kennard, he's checked in for Bruce Brown. And Derrick Rose is subbed in for Langston Galloway. And Barrett gets it to go.
Making plays in traffic. This is where Barrett's most effective.
And for a lot of these kids, Greg, it's interesting how quickly teams expect them to get up to speed. Case in point, R.J. Barrett.
Yeah, I mean, he had only the 1 year of college, already being asked to produce. Fortunately, he's very mature for his age and generally plays up to the level of competition. And the pressure he put on that shot forced the miscue.
The rim protection at its finest. The result is the same whether you block the shot or simply change it.
Now here's Rose. Here's Wood, and Gibson sends it down.
Nice defense from Taj, one of the best rim protectors in this league.
Here's Randall, and Randall throws it down.
And bullseye with that assist. Nice delivery there in traffic.
Pistons trail by 8. Kennard, the pass to Wood. Now Rose, defended by Harkless. It's stolen by Randall. And a fast break now for New York. Oh, and the jam by Harkless.
Agile play to get his hand in there and get the steal. Intelligent play to immediately start the break.
Maker kicks to Rose. Back to Maker. Oh, that's blocked. And here again, the Knicks in transition. Up the court they go. And he comes up with the deuce. And now it's a 12-point New York lead.
And you look at it, 8 of the last 10 points they've given up here coming in transition.
And he gets the bucket.
Trying to become a more consistent offensive threat. That's the range you like to see Thon Maker own.
Now, here's Barrett. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Pass to Gibson. New York moving it around. Payton, good. Well, lately we have seen star players changing teams more often. Shorter contracts, player options. Smitty, is there any downside to any of them?
You know, I think the downside is from a fan standpoint, you get invested in a player and he's moved in like 2 or 3 years. I think it should be where if a player wants to sign a longer-term contract with the organization, that should be a rule in play. But right now with these shorter contracts and player options, there's going to always be a lot of movement.
They grab their own miss. Here's Kennard. A three-pointer, no good. And here's Gibson. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip. Here's Harkless. Pass to Barrett. Payton outside. Harkless the pass to Randall. And Randall throws it down.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
And that's his 3rd foul. The chance you take leaving him in with 2. Let's see if they'll sit him now until the half.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Robinson comes in for Taj Gibson. And it's Knox in for Harkless.
And guys, one thing that has been interesting to see since Blake Griffin came to Detroit is how he's developed as a leader, has come into his own with how he takes responsibility for the team's play.
John Henson's checked in for the Pistons. Jordan McRae comes in for Derrick Rose. And then for New York, Portis, he's checked in for Julius Randle. Reggie Bullock comes in for Barrett. And Ellington is subbed in for Payton. Here's Mikhailuk. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. And with Griffin, you look at his time on the Clippers, and for most of his career, he was more of a second in command.
Coach Casey said last year early on that Griffin is the leader of this team, and Blake took it upon himself to step up to the challenge. It makes sense no matter how you look at it. He's their best player and needs to be one of the leaders.
And now let's take a look at the number of second chance points these teams have had over the last month. These guys never give up on a possession. Number 1, the Knicks.
They have been aggressive underneath. I mean, they're playing with a physicality that you don't often see, and it's led to a lot of second chance points.
People wonder how happy Blake Griffin would be after being traded from L.A. to Detroit a few years back. He has completely embraced the city, and Motown loves him back as well, quickly becoming a fan favorite.
Yeah, in this quarter, they've had the right approach, driving and drawing, initiating contact, create opportunities, get to the line.
Here's Knox. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And Henson pulls it down. Pistons trail by 12. Here's Mikhailuk. Bullock with the rebound. One-on-one fast break. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel. "11 seconds left in the first half of the game. Brown dishes to Snell. Out of bounds, New York takes possession. Here's Ntilikina. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. It's going to be on Blake Griffin.
The height and quickness of Ntilikina often puts defenders in tough spots. Hard to guard sometimes without fouling.
Money from the stripe. He does a great job night in and night out.
Out of bounds. Pistons ball as Detroit keeps possession. And so it's the New York Knicks with a 14-point. Thank you, David, and we'll be right back after halftime to start the third quarter.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
For the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. At the end of one, they were able to end up with a 5-point. And that's a wrap.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Mo Harkless has been sensational.
His play so far is what fans love about him. He has gone right at the defense time and time again.
And not standing around, not settling for perimeter shots. He's looking to attack.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. And New York looking at who they've got. We've got Mo Harkless. Barrett is out there with Payton. Then it's Taj Gibson. And it's Randall in at the 4 spot. Now here's Harkless. The pass to Gibson. Back to Harkless. Launches a 3. Rebound by the Pistons. When this game is done, they'll be off to take on the Raptors. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip.
Derrick Rose is a problem on the break. Strong, fast, and able to finish over the top.
Here's Barrett. Shot from 12. Yep, that one goes in there. Barrett's got the lead up to 14 now for the Knicks.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Well, the Pistons, one of the more successful franchises in NBA history. 3 titles and many other trips to the NBA Finals. Only a handful of franchises can say that.
Shots good by Gibson.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
It's stolen by Randall. And even 3-on-3 break. Barrett, no good. And Smitty, you were talking about the Pistons, a history of success, of championships. But the last 10 years have been difficult.
Pistons have struggled the last decade. You're so right, Kevin. But this team has a track record of not staying down for long. Detroit doing what they can to return to championship contention.
Langston Galloway's checked in for Derrick Rose. Oh, what a play!
Blake Griffin's teammates have to say wow, because they give them the chance night in and night out to see something fantastic.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
Hammering down the two-hand slam. Here's Galloway. Robinson with the block. And it goes out of bounds. That went off Robinson. Here's Griffin. He's got 9. 5 to shoot. Here's Galloway.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And Payton throws it down hard.
No hesitation. He just takes off and takes it the distance.
Yeah, he's a one-man show in transition. Impressive play, taking it right to the rim.
And so it's New York with it. The Knicks leading by 16. Here's Barrett. And a miss there on the triple. Now Detroit moving it up. Snell, the pass to Griffin. The Pistons working the ball around now. Wood with the bucket.
Langston Galloway with a nice assist. Hopefully we can see more of this.
Well, Langston Galloway not the most efficient scorer, but he'll eat minutes for you.
Yeah, Galloway not a player you want taking a ton of shots overall, but he can hit from outside if you give him a look. That's really his best shot.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. Casey's found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. That's what I've done." So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David. Here's Wood, and Detroit again with the bucket.
And likes the view from there. He's a strong mid-range shooter.
And with that height, he can get a clean look on any shot at any time.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Robinson, and it's good for 2. Robinson's got 6.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Kennard's shot is off. And so it's Randall bringing it up now for the Knicks. Here's Barrett. Rebounded by Snell.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track.
Unforced errors. These are the kinds of things that break momentum.
So Detroit ends up going with the new group. And a new group in for the Knicks. Portis is checked in for Randall. Reggie Bullock comes in for Kevin Knox. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Barrett. And Frank Ntilikina's subbed in for Payton. Count that bucket. Maker's got his 3rd basket of the night. The Knicks leading by 12. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Here's Robinson. The slam dunk by Robinson.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Rose attacking. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Brown's got 3 assists in the game.
And that field goal percentage climbing now above 50%. They look like a different team here in the second half. Man, just adding insult to injury. He just waltzes inside and extends this lead.
A uncontested shot at the rim. You have to compete at all times.
He kicks to Rose. Back to Brown. Shoots over Bullock. And it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. There's Brown with the 3. And so it's New York sitting with a comfortable lead, up by 14. They've got their... And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
Fundamental basketball. Keep your eyes up. Keep the ball moving. You're going to keep the defense on its heels.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the 4th quarter, but stranger things have happened. Brown out there with Derrick Rose. Then there's McCray. Then it's John Henson. And it's Mikhailuk in at the power forward position. That's the group for Detroit right now. Ntilikina passes to Robinson. Ellington inside the 3-point line. And Henson pulls it down. Pistons trail by 12. Here's McCray. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul goes against New York. Sometimes, Smitty, you see someone make a pass and wonder, how did he even see that guy? I mean, it's amazing to me.
Yeah, I think Chris Paul leads that list. I think from a big Jokic, Trae Young is a young guy, Ben Simmons, Doncic, those guys see the floor extremely well.
Taj Gibson's checked in for New York. And here's Bullock. Fires from deep. New York, no good that time either. And it's Rose penetrating. The lead now cut to single digits. Rose has got 4 points this quarter.
Love the aggressiveness, the tenacity of Derrick Rose. Loves driving the basketball into the teeth of the defense.
Stolen by Bullock. In the corner, it's Ellington. Down low. The shot's good from Ntilikina.
Fleshing out his offensive game over time. Ntilikina wants to keep improving in the paint.
Brown the pass to Mikhailuk. We've gone about a minute and a half into the 4th quarter. And it's blocked. Up top, Bullock. He feeds it to Gibson. And so the ball out of bounds. Henson touched it last. Here's a chance now to check out the New York Knicks' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they're off to Miami to face off with the Heat. Then on Tuesday, they'll head home to take on the Charlotte Hornets.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
Passes it to McCray. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Brown outside. Hits it from three-point range. Brown's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for three. Outside Portis. Back to Ellington.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
And a new group in for the Knicks. Julius Randle's checked in for Bobby Portis. Harkless comes in for Reggie Bullock. It's checked in for Wayne Ellington. And it's Payton in for Ntilikina. Payton kicks to Gibson. 4 on the shot clock. Over Maker. Misses off the right iron. Pistons trail by 7. Here's Kennard. Randle grabs the board. Randle's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Now, here's Barrett. He's covered closely. Randle right side. Shoots. No good that time. The Pistons go the other way with it. Right side Rose.
Derrick Rose has a skill of getting fouled.
And so the coach's challenge here comes into play. The coach protesting the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. With double checking, and the game continues on.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, during that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what David Fizdale said to the team. He loves the aggressiveness on D. He said we're doing a great job of challenging everything they're trying to do.
The coach's challenge has been issued. Close game like this, down to the wire, this is what it's for.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Barrett dishes to Harkless.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. And he cannot convert on the second. That misses. Now the Pistons with it. They're on an 11-3 run right now. And Gibson sends it back. Here's Randle. That shot misses. Nice D from Griffin. And so Griffin will bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. They've played a great fourth quarter defensively, allowing only 3 points. And a fast break now for New York. Randle's running. Harkless with the bucket. And the Knicks lead by 8.
well, credit them for maintaining that aggression, even being up this much.
They don't want to leave no chance for a comeback. Just focus on playing the right way.
Out to Payton. Fires for three. Rebounded by the Pistons. One-on-one here. Here's Griffin. Yes, and it's Rose with the assist that time.
These are moments in the game where Blake needs to step up, and he did.
To the paint. Out of bounds. Detroit takes possession. From deep three-point range, misses there.
An area he must sharpen over time. Smith Jr. has the defensive skills. Just needs...
All right, David, thank you. And that'll wrap it up, folks.
unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
The NBA 2K21 demo is out now, and in this episode, we're jumping right in. Plus, we look back at our best 2K TV moments of 2K20. And first looks at what's coming up in my team for 2K.
And a look at the Knicks earlier on. Check out the focus they've got. Sure is fun to watch, DA. Thank you. As we get a break in the action now, let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. Taking a look at Brooklyn, they're in 7th and looking to hold on to that seed for the playoffs. And of course, New York. Right now, they're 5 spots below them.
Well, I think for New York, this has been a season I'm sure they'd like to forget. And luckily, they'll be able to do that soon enough.
You know, maybe they'd like to forget it, but there are lessons to take from it as well. I mean, the mistakes they've made this year can't be repeated if they want to get a taste of the postseason anytime soon.
So the New York starting 5. Taj Gibson is out there with Randall. Then there's Mo Harkless. Then there's Peyton. And it's Barrett at the 2-guard spot. And for Brooklyn, Thomas is out there with Joe Harris. Then there's Allen. Then there's Karis LeVert. And it's Chiozza in at point guard. Here's Chiozza. Following the basket by Julius Randle. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Well, with the playoffs coming up quickly, Clark, strength of schedule can play a big role as it determines where a team is going to be seated come playoff time.
No, I agree with you in terms of even just making the playoffs sometimes, Kevin, based on where teams are and who they're playing. I mean, those matchups against potential playoff teams that are still fighting for seeding, they can sharpen you up and get you ready. Actually, those games can be playoffs before the playoffs in many ways.
And I always admire the coaches, Clark, that walk their players through the different scenarios because they should be aware.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. You want everything out in front of you. As long as your team is able to handle it, and most of these teams can, I think that's a good point.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here's Randall. Back to Gibson. Here's Barrett. No good, and tight defense there bothered that shot. Here's Harris. Banked in off the glass.
You know, guys, Harris has proven to be more than just a shooter. Harris also comfortable finishing over aggressive defense.
Barrett the pass to Gibson. Allen with the rebound. Nets have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for him to start off this game. And there's the foul. It'll go on Mo Harkless. That's his first foul. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. LeVert from outside. It's rebounded by New York. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta. Barrett dishes to Gibson. To the left wing. Shoots. And the shot is long.
Boy, he's got to be disappointed in the result there. I mean, the defender really didn't make any impact at all.
And staying with the play, Harris. Harris has got his second bucket of the night.
Yeah, you know, not normally the guy you see crashing the boards there, but Harris giving some extra effort on the rebound.
And Barrett gets it to go. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. And Greg, talking to scouts about R.J. Barrett, they love the athleticism. But what makes him especially good is the work ethic and the confidence.
Yeah, some elite prospects will take plays off. This guy never does. He's not one that sits around and reads his press clippings. He's a warrior, a leader, and he's proven to be a winner.
Randall with the bucket.
Yeah, you know, he's evolving his offense over time, Julius Randle, and I think the coaching staff is happy to see it. They like to see him take and make these shots.
Here's Chiozza. 11 points for him in that last game against the Warriors in San Francisco.
And he was also a terrific creator in that game as well. His assist total show you what a fantastic all-around effort it was.
Here's Randall, and Randall throws it down.
Boy, I love the way Peyton is always looking to swing the ball. I mean, he's constantly on the lookout for the ball reversal to help an open teammate get a shot.
Here's Chiozza. Allen kicks to Thomas. Chiozza scanning the floor. And he banks in the layup.
those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
To the inside. Rando passes to Gibson. Barrett with the ball. To the wing right side. Lets it go with the three. The shot, no good. Nets leading by 6. Chiozza passes to Allen. Here's Chiozza. Puts up a 3. Randall grabs the board. About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. And that one drops for him. 6 points for R.J. Barrett. Brooklyn's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Thomas, and then Thomas with the jam.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
You know, you look at it, the communication is lacking, as is the trust. They can ill afford those types of breakdowns. It won't work. You can't win with those kind of breakdowns.
And so it's Brooklyn with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. They're playing a bruising game inside. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. Let's take a moment here to get your guys' take on scoring so far for the Nets.
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
And also, how about the willingness to attack the basket and challenge the defense here tonight?
On the court for the Knicks, they've got Reggie Bullock. Knox out there with Portis. Then it's Robinson, and it's Ntilikina in at the 1 spot.
And he shows us all what the breakaway rim was invented for.
Can you believe he almost brought the whole thing down by hanging on that long?
Well, that was a great dunk, and we've got a great game here.
Temple can't get it to go. Knicks trail by 4. Here's Knox. Makes it off the glass.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Johnson kicks to Luwawu-Cabarrot. Now here's Johnson. He's guarded closely. Got a piece of it. 6 to shoot. There's Crawford with the 3. And again, no good by Brooklyn.
You know, for a team like the Nets building without top picks, player development becomes critical. I mean, the Nets have made that a key focus for their franchise, and you can see the results paying dividends now.
That's out of bounds. Brooklyn will retain possession. And Ellington's checked in for Knox. And Robinson comes to help. Temple finds Johnson. Crawford, no one around him. Hands it from downtown. Crawford's got his first 3 points of the game. Clark, you were talking about the Nets player development. Guys like Spencer Dinwiddie and Joe Harris were signed as free agents.
Yeah, and you know, guys, a coaching staff dedicated to taking them to the next level in terms of improvement and player development. The investment they make in their top-notch training facility, all of that focus paying off for them.
Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, before he became a head coach in Memphis and New York, David Fizdale spent 8 seasons as an assistant under Eric Spoelstra in Miami. Now, Spo said he's a brilliant basketball mind that has exceptional gold standard level communication skills. One of the most talented coaches I've been around. So, Kevin, Fizdale is highly respected.
David, he sure is. Great reputation. Now getting his shot. Thank you so much. Here's Ellington. The layup off target.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Frank Ntilikina. That is his first foul of the game. Jared Allen's checked in for the Nets. Second quarter play with almost 3 minutes gone. Here's Temple. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Yeah, the easy hoop assisted by Allen that time. He's developed a nice passing game.
Stolen away. In transition, here come the Nets. Back to Kurucs. Here's Luwawu, defended by Portis. Luwawu's shot is off.
And guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Not at all. I mean, that's where they want him looking for a teammate, not trying to do it on his own. He needs to share the wealth there.
And the former Razorback, Bobby Portis, took a few years to find his spot in the NBA. Now he does produce.
And great big men to bring in off the bench. Good size and quickness combination, and will always give you scoring with that second unit.
Clearly the defense could have been better there, guys, but he also needs to convert that.
The shot by Ellington, no good. Nets leading by 4. Stolen by Robinson. Now here's Ellington. Defense is right there. Right side Robinson tries from 10. Farouch grabs the board. The Nets have gotten a little under 50% of their second quarter shots to find the mark. 4 of 9 all told.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yep, exactly. And if there's any opportunity for early offense, you've got to push it and push it every time.
A three-pointer off the mark. Passes it to Ntilikina. New York moving the ball around. Back to Bullock. Just 5 to shoot. Ellington the pass to Bullock. Second chance shot. That shot off the mark. So Brooklyn will take it the other way. Victory eluded them last time in New York when they took on the Knicks.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
Yeah, and that turned the tide, the rebounding differential. They've got to focus and make it a team effort to really pound the glass.
Robinson with the block. Bullock with it. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta. Releases. It's good, and the Brooklyn lead is cut down to just 4 points in the bucket from Robinson. Here's Temple. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Nets.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the end. It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They hold a 4-point lead. Kinney. And that'll...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Joe Harris with a strong contribution so far in this one.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
They've got Thomas. Also out there, Joe Harris. LeVert out there with Jared Allen. And it's Chiozza in at the 1. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. It's stolen by Barrett. Here we go, one-on-one. And Randall throws it down.
What a nice burst. Randall changing ends like a guard that time.
And here's Chiozza. He'll bring it up for the Nets. Now LeVert, and he makes good on the layup. LeVert's got his second bucket tonight. All right, Clark, game is on the line. 1 free throw to make to win a big game. Who is up there for you?
I'd go with your colleague and mine.
Oh, yeah.
But since he's no longer in uniform today, I will go with Steph Curry and Malcolm Brogdon.
Great names. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
LeVert, very confident. He's an amazing athlete and can put the ball on the floor and attack on the drive with the best of them.
Now, here's Barrett. LeVert defending. Randall against Thomas. Randall with the bucket. Randall's got 10 points.
And still perfect in the second half. 4 straight makes.
Chiozza passes to Thomas. Now, here is LeVert. He's tightly guarded. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Thomas got 3 assists now in this one. To the middle, here's Payton. Count the bucket, coming off a perfectly placed assist. Payton's got the game tied up here for New York. The Nets have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. And then Allen slams it in.
Boy, Karis LeVert has done a nice job elevating his playmaking ability, which helps him and his team.
Randall no good. The Nets have gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter. Thomas passes to LeVert. Here's Chioza. Covered by Payton. Chioza, no good. The Knicks have gone 5 of 6 so far from the field in the second half. Tremendous efficiency. Here's Barrett. The rebound by the Nets.
Well, what appeared to be an easy 2 points just never materialized.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, we all know that circumstances and time changes everything. In Dallas, Dennis Smith Jr. thought he was going to be the cornerstone. But with the arrival of Luka Doncic, everything changed. A promising point guard was traded to the Knicks, and Smith said it was important. It's a big opportunity, and I've just got to make the most of it. Kevin, we know one thing in New York, the ball is back in Smith's hands.
D.A., that's when he is at his best. Thank you.
And what you like about Barrett is his all-around game, a versatile guard / forward who wants to keep improving.
The Knicks making a switch here. Taj Gibson's checked in for Robinson. Bobby Portis comes in for Randall. Knox, he's checked in for Maurice Harkless. And it's Reggie Bullock in for Payton. Harris passes to Llewellyn. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Harris inside the line. Again, the Nets for 2.
You know, they'll take the points, but I'm sure coach would prefer a higher percentage look next time.
And he might not be a household name just yet, but Joe Harris is one of the game's true dead-eye marksmen. You can make the case he's the most underrated shooter in the league.
Gibson with it, and Crawford picks him up defensively. Kicks it out to Gibson for the lead, and it's laid in by Barrett. Barrett's got the lead up to 1 now for the Knicks. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Knicks.
Boy, their hounding, harassing effort at the defensive end, very impressive. And they forced quite a few turnovers as a result.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Total breakdown from the defense there. I mean, he'll usually take advantage when that's the case.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
Knox the pass to Portis. Back to Knox. Kicks to Barrett. Beyond the arc. That one doesn't go. With 1 on the clock. No good. Shot missing. And we'll be back with you shortly. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery.
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this fourth quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. And New York, looking at who they've got. Reggie Bullock is out there with Wayne Ellington. Then there's Bobby Portis. Then it's Taj Gibson. And it's Knox in at the small forward position. For 3, Harris. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots.
You know, in the gym range, that's Joe Harris. He was the 2019 three-point contest winner, showing you why right there.
Ellington with it. Johnson on him. And it's sent back by Allen. Just 5 on the clock. Gibson passes to Knox. Another shot. Up again, and they had their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. To the inside, Harris. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
You know, Harris is such an aggressive hunter of his shots. Puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and sometimes they get over-aggressive with him.
Both teams will make substitutions. And so Payton will bring it up for New York. Trailing by 2, they get to take on the Heat at Miami after this one. And that's game 4 of 4 out on the road for them.
Boy, the energy, the passion. Gibson plays with a real fire inside, an aggressive dunker.
Now here's LeVert. He feeds it to Thomas. A second chance effort. Great D that time from Gibson.
Boy, patrolling the paint well, protecting the rim. That's exactly the kind of defensive effort you need against him.
Making plays in traffic. This is where Barrett's most effective.
For Brooklyn, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. LeVert kicks to Allen. Back to LeVert. Here's the 3. They get it back. Second chance shot and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Taj Gibson picks one up.
Boy, I love seeing Jared Allen in attack mode like this and overwhelming the defense. His mobility puts him in position to do that. Boy, I covered Jared Allen in college, and you look at the physical profile he's got. 7.5-foot wingspan, big hands, explosive, really good athlete. He's got all the tools and an upside without limits.
You were talking, Clark, about Allen's length and leaping ability. He's dangerous around the rim.
Boy, he sure is, guys. Still developing his skill game, but he's already more than serviceable at the offensive end.
And folks, the coach's challenge has been initiated for a personal foul. Close game like this, and he thought it wasn't a good call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Taj Gibson provides what I think is really valuable wisdom and experience to his team, and he leads by example.
Thomas passes to Chiozza. It's taken away by Payton. Here's Barrett, and Barrett slams it in.
And they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch here in the final quarter.
Greg, you can feel the sense of urgency they have to get this thing closed out as soon as possible.
Down low, Gibson with the steal. Here's Payton, fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so 1 free throw coming up.
You know, even when Payton takes tough shot.
And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
There's the 3, and Barrett gets it to go. Barrett's got the lead up to 11 now for the Knicks. And Clark, when you look at how the game has changed, if you were entering the league today, how would you reshape your skill set?
Well, the biggest part would be expanding my shooting range. I was a good shooter at the time that I played, but would need to expand it, and was just starting to stretch out my shooting to the three-point line. And then also defensively, be a little more committed to that end of the floor, really working to get better there. But ball handling, passing, scoring, rebounding, those were things that I did pretty well.
Payton dishes to Randall. Back to Payton. 5 on the clock. He can't get that one to fall. Nets trail by 8. Here's Harris. It's rebounded by Payton. Knicks have gone 7 of 11 from the floor in the final quarter so far. Getting some solid looks for them.
Terrific body control by Randall. An and one machine.
That one misses for Randall. And here's Thomas who brings it up for the Nets. LeVert the pass to Chiozza. It's rebounded by New York.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for the Knicks.
A few times this season, turnovers have cost them, but they really kept the ball under control.
They were both focused and relentless.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season. And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for R.J. Barrett.
He was doing everything right, and the points came in bunches. Definitely had the hot hand.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yep, to have a stress-free win on the road, very satisfying. The fans are already headed for the exit.
Allen's shot is off. And so here is New York, 10-point lead. The clock now can just run out for the Knicks. And here we go. Here's Chiozza, finished off the break.
You cannot afford to be careless around Harris. He's very capable of swiping the ball away if you are.
Here's Barrett. And it's sent back by Allen. So it's New York picking up the win. David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks.
unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
to this special edition of 2K TV.
The wait is almost over. We are just days away from 2K Day and the launch of NBA 2K21.
And if you can't wait, you can get early access to the NBA 2K21 demo right now. Here's how you get started.
Downtown Indianapolis moving it. We are with a lot of optimism. Thanks, DA. So the New York starting five. They've got Barrett. Julius Randle is out there with Taj Gibson. Then there's Mo Harkless, and it's Payton in at the point guard. And for the Pacers, Warren and Turner at the 4 and 5. Then there's Malcolm Brogdon. Then there's Oladipo, and it's Holiday in at the 2 spot.
Got to keep Taj out of the post. How many of those have we seen?
And truly some significant roster changes for the Pacers this past summer.
Jeremy Lamb, Malcolm Brogdon, T.J. Warren. They've gotten younger and gotten better as well, if you ask me.
Oh, that was huge!
Incredible.
Oh, that's nuts. Randle getting up there, turning a little bit, and putting on a bit of a show here.
Payton against Brogdon. It's stolen by Barrett. And now the fast break. Gibson with the ball. It's good. Gibson's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Of all the action happening there, Kevin, it's the assist that jumps out to me there. That's just a great look and a great setup for the bucket.
Oladipo misses.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Now, here's Barrett, guarded by Holiday. And there's the whistle, 3-second violation. On offense, here are the Pacers. 4-point game. Brogdon the pass to Oladipo. Back to Turner. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Inside, it's stolen by Randle. And pushing it up, here's New York. Ahead. Gibson finds Harkless. Randle with the ball. Shot clock at 6. New York needs to get off a shot. And Barrett slams it in.
The man was wide open there, and Julius Randle understood the timing to get him the ball to get that score.
Brogdon the pass to Holiday. At the elbow, it's Turner. Warren on the wing. He's defended by Randle. Brogdon kicks to Turner. Passes to Warren. It's stolen by Randle. And here again, the Knicks in transition. Up the court they go. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
So quick and decisive. Barrett's speed and fearlessness is hard to match up against when you're defending.
Brent, at this point, perennial contenders sometimes coast through the final games of the regular season. Any danger that they can't hit that right button or flip the switch and get back into gear?
When you hear analysts say that the playoffs are all about matchups, they are exactly right. You and I talked about this, Kevin, several years ago about the time. Going into the playoffs, teams don't have to be hot. You don't have to be 10-2 in the last 12 games for your playoffs, because all of a sudden, if you're matched up against a team that's owned you all year long, your chances of winning that series are very, very slim. So it becomes just let's get in and let's find out who we're playing, and then we'll get to work.
New York with a new 14. And that one is off. Pacers trail by 6. Brogdon finds Warren. Now here's Oladipo. Outside Turner. Just 5 on the clock. Holiday, no one around him. No good with the triple. New York leading by 6. Out to Payton. From the arc. Pacers with the rebound. Gibson with the steal. To the paint. And it's Payton. That time on the assist by Gibson.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Brogdon outside. 1:10 left to play in the first. Plays it up and banks it in.
A good job of getting inside. Brogdon finds a way to get 2 more.
Now, here's Barrett. T right on him. Gibson the bounce pass. And it's blocked. Here's Oladipo. Can't hit from in close.
Well, the D's so tight on him, it makes him alter his shot. And an easy chance turns into a tough one because the defense is swarming. As a big, once you get position inside, it allows you to fight and come away with a lot of tough boards.
How about using the rim to get some true hang time?
You know, he just wanted to make sure the landing was softer than the takeoff. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Randall against Warren. Tries a 3. Randall no good.
No doubt it's been a bit of a struggle for him here in this quarter in terms of scoring.
.11 seconds left to play here in the first. Holiday, the pass to Bitadze. Over Robinson. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to and close game underway so far. We'll see if either of these teams can jump out in the second quarter. And what stands out to you from New York in this one?
Throughout that first, they just were aggressive on the defensive end, showing active hands.
You know, they really made a lot of good quality reads down there. Took some chances, but feeling more calculated than risky.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's the second quarter of play. On the court right now for the Pacers. They've got T.J. McConnell, and it's McDermott in at the 4 spot. The Knicks with the lead.
Well, the Knicks had a lot of turnover trading for expiring contracts. They did what they could to accommodate the wishes of a lot of vets.
Yeah, the problem right now for the Knicks is they're not inviting to a lot of free agents, and that's really where they're trying to make their play. So fascinating over the course of the past decade that New York has not been able to attract the top-tier talent. So building through the draft, Coach Fizdale hopeful that they'll land a star one way or another.
Here's Knox, guarded by Holiday. Here's Robinson. A rebound by Bitadze. Holiday looking over the floor. And it's all evened up.
The mid-range jumper is a high percentage shot for him, and when he's got that much room, forget about it.
Robinson passes to Knox. Back to Robinson. 6 on the shot clock. Out to the wing. Fires from 14. Ntilikina can't hit.
Probably not the shot that was drawn up for that possession, but you can't pass it up and you can't knock it down.
Robinson drives in and he lays it straight in. And the Knicks lead by 2.
If you give him an inch of space, he's going to make you pay.
McConnell kicks to McDermott. Bitadze can't hit. The Knicks have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. And there's the call on Jakar Sampson. That is his first foul of the game. Edmund Sumner's checked in for Jakar Sampson. And New York with a change here too. Ellington's checked in. Now the pass to Portis. Portis controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Just in a perfect position to grab that rebound and then get the putback.
McConnell passes to Bitadze. Here's McDermott. The shot missing. And New York the other way now. Last time they met in New York.
Well, I mean, they lost their last matchup with this team, and foul trouble really plagued them throughout the game.
Yeah, they had a few important guys sitting there on the bench at a time when they really could have used them on the floor. They have to play much more in control here tonight.
McConnell kicks to McDermott. Over Robinson. That's tipped. Ellington the pass to Ntilikina. 1:46 left to play in the first half. Pass to Portis. And Portis throws it down.
And right now, they're just focused on putting together good possessions.
That's exactly how they got the lead. They ended up having multiple possessions in a row with good quality shots, knocked them down, and the game is fully in their control.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
And he gets it to go.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Sumner kicks to McDermott. Pass to Sumner. To end the drought. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
A different look for New York. Julius Randle's checked in for Mitchell Robinson. Barrett comes in for Reggie Bullock. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Ntilikina.
Well, the big story from the Knicks last season was the surprise trade that sent Porzingis to Dallas. Shook up the entire roster.
Well, never easy to trade a franchise player, but there was some rumblings that maybe Porzingis was not going to stay there long term. And a surprise deal made last year as Porzingis exited New York for Dallas. So the next opportunity for them was draft and free agency, and to try to get as flexible as they possibly could be for the next few years.
Shot clock at 5. Brogdon. And a little luck that time, but it drops. Brogdon's got his second basket of the night.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Here's Sumner. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. It's on Bobby Portis.
Clearly a foul.
Indiana shooting their third and fourth free throw shots of the night.
Yeah, looking over their percentage on the season, I think they will be thrilled with the number in terms of their free throw percentage, 79.
Deflects the pass. Turner with the steal. Got it up. That one, no good.
Some of the plays on an NBA court have a lot to do with timing. And right there, Elfrid Payton.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Good to see you back here. For the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. At the end of the period, they held a 2-point lead. And that does it for our...
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books, 1 half to go. Bobby Portis with a strong contribution so far in this one.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
Tipping off the second half, here's David Fizdale's 5. Taj Gibson is out there with Julius Randle. Then it's Barrett. Then there's Payton. And it's Harkless in at the 3. New York leading by 6.
And a player who flew under the radar last year, Malcolm Brogdon. Pacers wanted to add him over the summer. Got a hefty deal from Indiana to leave the Bucks. Exactly the kind of player that the Pacers need.
Shot clock at 3. Here's Harkless. The rebound by Turner. Turner's got 6 rebounds now in the game. To the middle. And it's Oladipo that time on the assist by Warren.
Oladipo not the biggest, but the way he can rise up, he's equipped athletically to finish over the top.
Barrett, no good.
Not been an easy start. 3 straight misses here on these possessions.
2 points. That one goes.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Inside, Gibson. No good on that one. So the Pacers will take it the other way. And they're off to Philadelphia after this game as they'll take on the 76ers. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them. Here's Holiday. Kept alive. And there's Brogdon putting it right back in. And it's all knotted up.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling now.
And it's Aaron Holiday with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
The Pacers making a change here. Sampson's checked in. Robinson's checked in for New York. Reggie Bullock comes in for Maurice Harkless. Bullock, good.
There you go, finally getting one to drop. They have to be a little better now, starting 1 for 5 in this half.
To the inside. Here's Turner. Second shot opportunity. Randall grabs the board. The Knicks have gone only 1 of 5 from the field since halftime. Very slow start offensively. And it's Aaron Holiday with the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. You often hear about players talk about their favorite spot to fire from on the floor. How much of an effect does that really have, the favorite shooting spot?
Most of the time, Kevin, what you're talking about is star guys, because they're the ones who ultimately in any given possession, the coach is trying to find that guy in that spot to do something. What happens throughout the course of a year is when that player has the ball there, everybody else knows what to do.
Right.
Like the player knows what he's going to do, right, Kevin? Because he's the star player. But everybody around gets comfortable with the options and where it is that he goes. If he goes right, if I slide right, I'm going to get the 3. If he goes left, he's spinning back. I might move towards the top of the key. So the familiarity of not just the player, but the players around the player, that's where you can make it happen.
That's interesting. Edmund Sumner's checked in for the Pacers. And he sinks the second. And he makes all 3. And so it's Randall bringing it up now for the Knicks. They've led by as much as 10. And Robinson throws it down hard.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Sumner passes to McDermott. 1:49 left to play here in the 3rd. Passes it to Johnson. And the Pacers can't get it to go. New York leading by 3. Barrett dishes to Randall. Now here's Barrett, guarded by Holiday. Out to Payton. New York moving the ball around. Robinson for 3. A putback. Great positioning on the putback. Barrett's got 6.
Man, sometimes it feels like Barrett wants it more than anyone else on the floor.
So the wing on the left. Now here's McDermott. Tight defense on him. Holiday finds McDermott and finished off by McDermott.
Very little resistance against that throwdown.
Nope, not what they want to see in a game this close, Greg.
On one side, inspiration. On the other, devastation.
Here's Randall. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. 6 points for him.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the 2 teams.
Here's Sumner, covered by Payton. The Pacers getting another chance here. Here's Bitadze. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Bitadze's got his 2nd bucket.
Hard work on the offensive glass. You can see the coaching staff rise up and clap for that effort.
As a playmaker, Barrett has improved his vision, plays with a good recognition and been very unselfish.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. New York leading by 5.
And really the smart thing would be to hold for the last shot.
Yeah, every second right now is valuable to you. That should be their strategy.
But they get it back. Now Bullock tries again, and it is good at the buzzer. Wow!
One eye on the rim, one eye.
And so it's the New York Knicks heading to the bench with a 7-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. They're shooting the ball so well in this one, a great performance from the field. We come back right after this. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
The passing for the team becoming contagious, this time involving the big.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. Warren and Turner at the 4 and 5. Then there's Victor Oladipo. Then there's Malcolm Brogdon, and it's Holiday in at the shooting guard. So that's the group out there for Indiana.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Down low, Oladipo. And a great assist by Brogdon as that one goes in. Brogdon's got 3 assists tonight.
Well, the size that Brogdon has at the point guard, a good job of finding somebody over the top.
Here's a look at what's coming up for New York. On Friday, they're off to Miami to face off with the Heat. Then on Tuesday, they'll head home to take on the Charlotte Hornets.
And looking at the schedule, it isn't ideal in terms of the upcoming games with the amount of quality teams they're going to be playing, but it's also a good chance for you to get some confidence and really see just how good you are.
And there's the pass to Warren. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Warren's got his first basket of the night.
Nice move towards the basket there. You gave T.J. Warren a little too much room, and he's going to want to score.
And Gibson kicks to Ellington. Pass to Bullock. Here's Knox. That 3 off the mark. Pacers trail by 7. Holiday, the pass to Oladipo. Goes back up. Back to Holiday. And Oladipo has it in the corner. Offline with his 3. The Knicks shooting an outstanding 53% for the game. And Gibson, here we go. Bullock, good.
That's the kind of passing you want there. Work the ball around, keep it moving, try to get an assist on every bucket.
To the paint. Here's Turner, and it's Turner finishing it off.
Oladipo playing a couple years at point guard in Orlando when he started his career, showing off his passing ability there.
Bullock passes to Gibson. To the middle, stolen by Warren. And here comes Holiday, leading the fast break. Misses the layup.
He's so good at getting to the rim. Maybe tries to get a little bit too cute with that one. I thought he'd lay it straight up and in.
Gibson dishes to Bullock. Back to Gibson. He kicks it to Bullock. His 3-pointers off the mark. And so Holiday will bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. They trail by 7. And the shot by Warren, no good. Pass to Portis. Here's Ellington. A beautiful reverse layup. Ellington's got 4 points this quarter.
And he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Here's Turner. It's rebounded by New York.
2 minutes.
Here's Knox. Lays it up off the glass. And it's an 11-point Knicks lead.
Well, Knox finding his way around the rim and then pretty versatile to finish.
Indiana, they're working against the clock right now. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Oladipo with the ball. Backed up by Portis. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Here's Bullock. And there's the feed to Gibson from outside the arc. The rebound by Holiday. Pacers have gone 3 of 8 here in the 4th quarter. Warren kicks to Holiday. Back to Warren. Shoots the 3. And the Pacers can't get it to go. New York leading by 11. Pass to Bullock. New York moving it around. Ellington. It doesn't go for him. It's deflected. Indiana's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
This is where Oladipo goes in and has no fear of drawing some contact. Nice job of getting through the defense.
And a new group in for the Knicks. Julius Randle's checked in for Bobby Portis. Harkless comes in for Kevin Knox. It's checked in for Reggie Bullock. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Wayne Ellington. And Gibson, here we go. And the layup's good off the glass. Gibson's got the lead up to 11 now for New York.
And now as the clock ticks down, this is going to end up as a solid victory here for New York.
The biggest factor tonight had to be their great shooting. They shot much better than the other team.
Yeah, they were working hard on both sides of the floor, but that sky-high field goal percentage plus the pressure defense to force the other team into a lot of misses. Love the effort tonight.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
And they're going to bring this season series to an end with a very nice victory here today. These teams spent a lot of time on the floor together this year.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Bobby Portis.
It felt like there was more than one of him out there tonight. He was involved on every possession, and he made his presence felt in so many ways.
And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. First free throw is good, and that brings them within 8. And he is unable to get the second one. Here's Dotson. It's good. The assist that time from Smith.
And they came in determined to take this one. It's going to be a happy flight home.
Yeah, when you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure, boy, that food tastes good on the way out of town.
You love the pressure he's putting on them. Almost had that steal.
Yeah, pestering right now, and that's going to pay some dividends. At some point, there's going to be a turnover.
Here's Sumner. No good. So no problem for New York as they get the win. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.
unprecedented improvements to shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. body fluid and goaltend.
Once you pick your jumper, it's time to join the Clippers and test your build in a game against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yes, and it's my player picking up the assist.
And if you're not feeling one of your builds, you have the ability to make 6 total builds and play 1 test game for each one.
Let's meet your New York Knicks. And let's go. Yeah, and he has their confidence. David, thank you. As we approach the playoffs, let's see how the East is shaping up. You take a look at the Pistons. Their season nearly over unless a form of miracle happens. And, of course, there's the Knicks tied up with them.
And checking out Detroit, this has been a season I'm sure they'd like to forget. And luckily, they'll be able to do that soon enough.
They have their work cut out in the offseason. The status quo isn't going to cut it. There has to be an overhaul.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. On the wings, Kennard and Snell. Wood out there with Griffin. And it's Rose in at the 1. And for the Knicks, Barrett is out there with Alfred Payton. Then there's Mo Harkless. Then it's Julius Randle. And it's Gibson in at center, locking down the middle. Chris, tonight 2 offenses that love to slow it down and then set it up. What was your favorite half-court play, for instance?
Oh, wow. Well, for me, it's a play called turn 4 or 5. And depending on if I was the 4 or the 5, that means that you have a guard come out. He spins out. He comes out on the wing, and he throws it into you. And then it's your job to go to work or to find a double team. So it's almost like being that point forward off the box. So any play that was called for myself in the half court, you know, was my favorite play.
Right, I can see the play in my mind right now as you're describing it.
Executing the plan here early. Still haven't missed a shot.
Pass to Wood. Back to Snell. The pass to Wood. Outside for Griffin. Here's Kennard. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
Now, here's Barrett. He's tightly guarded. Outside Gibson. They swipe it. And Rose wide open. He shoots. And they cash in right away with the quick shot.
And Rose continuing to hone that jump shot. That's where he can take his game to the next level.
Barrett the pass to Payton. The three. That shot no good. The Pistons go the other way with it. Victory eluded them last time in New York when they took on the Knicks.
Yeah, and looking back at their last game against this club, they were badly out-rebounded.
Now here's Griffin. He's been playing a big part of their offensive scheme, averaging around 15.5 points a game. Back to Wood. And a strong finish with two hands.
Okay, two hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. Payton looking it over. Pass to Randall. Back to Payton. Outside for Randall. 5 to shoot. Out left to the wing. Here's Barrett. No good, unable to end this run. The Pistons have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter.
Oh, well, Kev, you know I always appreciate when a big man can create for others. And Blake Griffin, he's one of the best in the game in that regard. Such a fantastic passer.
Here's Barrett after the basket by Detroit. A minute 50 left here in the first quarter. Randall kicks to Barrett. A leaner. Not enough on that one as it misses. Chris, you almost forget just how big Griffin is because of how smoothly he can facilitate for others.
Yeah, Kevin, and I hate when people say he's a good passer for a big man. I mean, what type of caveat is that? He's just a good passer. He has great vision, superb timing, and that's why he's always been near the top in assists for bigs.
And so here is New York. Knicks trail by 4. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Harkless. Sinks the triple.
Nice assist. Randall keeping his eyes up, playing himself his basketball.
Wood passes to Griffin. Here's Kennard. Randall grabs the board.
I thought that one was going to go down. The mid-range jumpers. Oh, man, that's usually a bunny with the deep playing soft like that.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Rose passes to Kennard. It's rebounded by New York.
That is some tough defense there against one of the better finishers in our game.
And Randall throws it down.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
Outside Griffin. Rose against Payton. Rose dishes to Griffin. Detroit, no good that time either.
And smothered him on that mid-range attempt.
Well, that's how you play it. He does a good job of getting into the shooter's airspace.
Gibson passes to Payton. Kicks it to Harkless from deep. The Knicks rebound. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Griffin. Chalk up 2 there.
And the quickness of Griffin is so impressive. When the break is on, he uses it to burn the defense.
Barrett dishes to Randall to the inside. 1 second left. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. 1 quarter in the books, and it's been a close one so far. Knicks lead by 1. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And we return to the second quarter, and no Jay Latina. Specialized jerseys on display. Welcome back, everyone. And what stands out to you from New York in this one?
Yeah, in that first period, they looked to push in transition at every opportunity.
With the game being fast-paced these days, you can expect this from a lot of teams, but they did it very well.
Bobby Portis out there with Knox. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. Then there's Reggie Bullock, and it's Ntilikina in at the 1 spot. They're the group. New York will start the second one. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, in Blake Griffin, the Pistons have their biggest star in years, probably going back to their championship team of 2004. A return to all-star form for Blake meant tremendous individual numbers last season. The Pistons hadn't won a playoff game in more than a decade. Still not the result they want in 2019. The Pistons will be trying to capitalize during Blake's prime. Kevin, we'll see where this franchise goes from here.
He sure will, David, but he's a terrific player. Thank you so much. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Now, Doumbouya. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. 6 to shoot. Galloway with the bucket. Galloway has got his first points of the game.
A capable scorer. Galloway enjoys working in his mid-range game, I mean, from time to time.
Passes it to Ntilikina. Portis kicks to Bullock. Here's Ntilikina. And airballs the triple. That one was way off. And for Frank Ntilikina, some questions as to where he is best suited.
I mean, for me, I like when he plays more off the ball. I mean, he's shown that he could become a scorer when he only has to worry about that aspect of his game. Still very young and has a great set of skills with which to work.
And the Knicks with possession here, following the bucket by the Pistons. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And we've seen stars, Chris, get suspended in the playoffs for having 7 technical fouls. Should we modify that rule at all, do you think?
I think it can be tweaked if everyone agrees on it. But for me personally, I don't think that we've had enough superstar players get suspended with that rule to say let's change the number. We definitely want superstar players to play in the playoffs, to play for their fans. But we also want to keep the integrity of the game. And if technicals means I get to yell at the referee more, well, then maybe I just have to have more discipline on my end and say, wait a minute, I can't do this because it's going to hurt the team. So I'm not sure about that yet.
Yep, it counts. Doumbouya's got the lead up to 5 now for the Pistons.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
And yes, it's good. And so Galloway with it. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. When this game is done, they'll be off to take on the Raptors. And that will conclude a 4-game road trip. Here's Doumbouya. And the jam by Doumbouya.
He is a fantastic athlete for a power forward. Whatever he lacks in height, he makes up for with hops.
Ellington. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Pass to Mikhailuk. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. A chance now to check out the Knicks' upcoming schedule. On Friday, they'll tip off a road trip in Miami where they'll take on the Heat. And then on Tuesday, they'll head home to take on the Charlotte Hornets.
And if I'm this team, I'm looking at this as a barometer to see how we stack up against some of the top teams in the league. They'll have to be at their best. But if they come out of this with some success, I think it'll build momentum for the rest of the run.
The Knicks making a switch here. Payton's checked in. And finished off by Griffin.
Artist in the air. I mean, the elevation, the hang time, the strength of Griffin. It's amazing.
Now, here's Ellington. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. He kicks to Robinson. That one rolling around and rims out.
And they continue to control the glass. And Chris, just how special was it to play for Detroit in your career? What relationship does this team have with their fans?
Yeah, it was so special. I mean, being able to go home to the house that I grew up in, to where my parents lived, and be able to go to the Pistons practice and to be part of it, to put on that jersey. It was so special, man. This team is a mainstay of the city. I mean, you feel like you can lift up the whole city when you play for the Pistons. It was such a special part of my career. And when Griffin is healthy, he's an effective player, a double-double threat Raptors tough to match up against.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Julius Randle's checked in for Portis, and Barrett subbed in for Reggie Bullock. Kennard, he's checked in for the Pistons. New York comes into this one following a loss to the Hawks in Atlanta. Griffin looking around. Outside Rose. And the pass to Henson. Inside. The shot's good from Kennard. Kennard's got the lead back up to 9 now for the Pistons.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
They get it again. Henson the pass to Griffin. Nice ball movement by Detroit. From deep, Rose. That ball's off target. It's his third miss. He's made 2 shots from the field. Here's Randle, and Randle throws it down.
One of the young power forwards, Randle, one of the best off the dribble drive.
17 seconds left now here in the second. Detroit leading by 7. Rose passes to Griffin. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Payton. There's 10 seconds left in the first half. The shot's good from Kennard.
I mean, that's a great inbounds play. He gets to the right spot outside the arc, and that pass is there for him.
For real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Let's talk about great competition going on. That's what makes a matchup like this so much fun to watch.
And so is... All right, Dave, thank you. And time now for the halftime break with the third quarter soon to follow. Right here.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, it was a closely contested first quarter for Detroit. They never dug too deep a hole for themselves in the first period. And that'll do it.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. We're seeing a tremendous game from Julius Randle.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
While we've got a moment, let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. And Detroit, looking at who they've got. At the forward positions, Snell and Griffin. Kennard is out there with Derrick Rose. And it's Wood in at the 5 down low. And out of St. John's, Mo Harkless in his 7th NBA season.
Yeah, and he's coming into his own as a defensive-minded wing. I mean, his offense is still a work in progress, but he's still in his mid-20s. He's got some time.
Pistons leading by 7. Here's Snell. A look at his stats. He averages a bit over 8 points a game. Well, the NBA is entertaining. You know, Chris, it also can have a very social impact in a positive ways. Guys like Kyle Korver have spoken out. The Jazz took action last season. Chris, how do you feel the league has responded to issues like discrimination?
Well, I think the league has done a wonderful job, better than any league. First of all, we acknowledge it. We don't just throw it under the rug and say there's no problem here. And that may be the toughest to be able to acknowledge that. And then secondly, to make quick, sweeping decisions, I think has also been awesome too. But I don't think any league in the history of sports has had more players speak up for issues in society than ours. Let's go back to Bill Russell and others, the way that they started the game and came in. We have to love it, and I love the fact that the league is not scared of the narrative, and we work together. And by the way, that Kyle Korver article was so awesome. It was so vulnerable for him to write that. And when you have players like that, no matter what color, that are selfless to speak out to make society better, then it's not just good for the game, but it's great for all of us. So kudos to Kyle, the Jazz, and everyone doing all they can do to make things better for everyone.
Absolutely. Ntilikina, he's checked in for Elfrid Payton. Randle dishes to Barrett. Now here's Harkless. He's guarded close. Here's the break. Here's Rose. Finished off the break. Rose has got 4 this quarter.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
And here's Barrett. 5 points in the game.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
Here's Griffin. It's deflected. Here's Ntilikina. It's covered by Rose.
And a chance here to look at the numbers for Ntilikina. He's putting up 6 points a night, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. Nothing about his numbers really jump out at you, but he'll come up with a timely play or two every game.
Yeah, and sometimes that's all they need, especially a tight game. 1 or 2 plays can make all the difference.
And the French native has already made an impact. Ntilikina is a young guard who plays with confidence and purpose.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Bobby Portis is checked in for Gibson. Kevin Knox comes in for Harkless, and it's Reggie Bullock in for Barrett.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Bullock, the tip in on the offensive rebound. Bullock's got it back down to within single digits for New York.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
Yeah, and those second chance points can add up. Out to the right wing. Nice ball movement by Detroit. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. See, Webb, the NBA always trying to improve every aspect of the game. And that includes officiating.
Yeah, and it should include officiating, one of the most important parts of the game. And one of the toughest jobs within the business of basketball. I mean, these guys are making calls on the fly without the advantage of the camera at home that we have watching through the screen, or without the advantage of slow motion technology. So first of all, kudos to the refs that go out and give it their best every day. We have the best refs in any of sports, I believe, and we still need to improve on that. The league recognizes that, and I love the fact that everybody's doing it together.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
And that one, good. Ellington's got 8.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Brown the pass to Doumbouya. And stolen by Ellington. Now here's Bullock. Guarded closer. 1:24 left to play in the third. Up again. Rebounded by Maker. Detroit leading by 6. Snell kicks to Brown. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And a coach that players love is Dwayne Casey. Very vet-friendly, sticks up for his guys in every post-game interview.
Yeah, Casey is very measured in his approach. He can be a bit slow to change at times, but his players appreciate the consistency.
Looking at who's out there now for the Pistons. Henson comes in for Doumbouya. And it's Jordan McRae in for Langston Galloway. Snell finds Henson. Brown with it. These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. First free throw is good.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
The Knicks making a switch here. Payton's checked in. Here's Bullock. Left side, Portis. Knox the pass to Payton. 43 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Clock at 6. And here's Bullock from the arc. That one doesn't drop. And it's Detroit the other way. 13 points was their biggest lead in the game.
And that's smart basketball. Maker showing nice awareness there, spotting the open man.
Robinson goes in, knocked loose. Pass to Bullock from downtown, and that's good. Robinson picking up the assist. Bullock's got 7.
I like the kick out there, recognizing there's more room outside than inside.
Henson, rebounded by Knox. Portis kicks to Bullock. From about 16, and that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And so it's Detroit in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. Looking good at this point, but wanting more. Back right after this. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest
of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
Makes it a tough play to defend because you also have to guard against him taking it himself.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. We've got Mo Harkless. Knox out there with Robinson. Then there's Elfrid Payton, and it's Barrett at a 2-guard. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Taj Gibson's checked in for the Knicks. And the Pistons making a change here as well. Mykhailiuk is checked in. The Knicks trail by 6. Here's Harkless. He feeds it to Payton. Right side Gibson. And the foul called on Blake Griffin. That'll be his second foul of the game.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Randall's checked in for Kevin Knox. Here's Payton. Kicks it to Harkless. Down low, just 5 to shoot. Low block shot on the way. It'll go, and the Detroit lead is cut down to just 4 points with a bucket from Gibson.
The assist is the key to that sequence. I mean, a great look to set him up.
Griffin passes to Rose. The Pistons working the ball around now. In the corner, Kennard with it. And Gibson sends it back.
And Gibson just out here to play hard defense, showing great awareness coming up there with that block.
And that one, good.
You can learn a lot by watching him operate in their offense.
A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. Shot from 12. And again, it's New York.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Pistons leading by 4. Kennard kicks to Rose. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving at, and how fast the action really is, and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
It's a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, I was able to listen in on what Coach Fizdale was going over with his team. He said, this is where we make our move. This game's going to come down to big plays. Whichever team makes them is going to come out of it.
And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review. Great teamwork, punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Here's Harkless. New York now working with the new shot clock. Barrett wide open, he fires. It's good on the putback.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Griffin passes to Rose. Back to Griffin. Harkless with the steal. Fast break. Here we go. Yep, it goes. And the Piston lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Payton.
It's behind the D on the break and the passes. I mean, it's there waiting for him.
Rose finds Griffin to the left side wing. Here's Kennard. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
And that's not nearly the kind of defense that's going to prevent a player of his ability from scoring.
Passes it to Harkless. From deep. Blake Griffin pulls it in. Griffin's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Pass to Kennard. Back to Knight. 1:14 left in the 4th quarter. It's stolen by Barrett.
And not sure they've got enough time to save themselves.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you, GA, but I've seen crazy things happen.
Rose passes to Griffin. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. And now it's an 8-point Piston lead.
A big problem for the defense inside. I mean, once Griffin gets established, he's comfortable shooting the ball.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
This isn't like him, and he knows it. The best thing they can do is try to get him more easy looks.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
Yeah, I love how they play for one another out there. No signs of selfishness. They're just a total team effort.
Now, here's Maker, defended by Gibson. Maker misses. They can score it here, but it won't mean much.
Kevin, turn out the lights. This part's over.
It might be.
And he just elevates and powers in the one-hander.
Textbook. Here's Kennard. Off the left rim and out. Here's Randall. Misses the shot. And so it's Detroit with the W. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks.
puck pickups, upper and lower body fluid, and goaltending.
And with tip-off, well, a momentous decision, DA. Thank you. Let's quickly take a look at the standings out east. The season nearly complete. Taking a look at Brooklyn, right now at the playoff start, they would have the 7th seed. And, of course, New York, they're 5 spots away.
And right now for the Nets, they're one of those teams that hasn't quite figured it out this year. A lot of talent, a lot of heart, but nothing to put them up on that next level.
You know, it's got to be frustrating for them, Greg. You can't dwell on the past. You've got to think forward, work together, and play for one another.
Here are the starters for Brooklyn. Lance Thomas out there with Harris. Then there's Allen. Then there's Caris LeVert. And it's Chiozza in at the point. And for New York, they've got Julius Randle. Payton is out there with Barrett. Then there's Mo Harkless. And it's Gibson in at center.
Boy, picking Jared Allen, number 22, back in 2017 has paid off for the Nets. This guy is proven already in his early 20s to be an NBA caliber starting center.
Now here's LeVert after R.J. Barrett's miss. LeVert the pass to Harris. To the paint, Gibson with the steal. And here's the fast break. Barrett leading the way. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. And Jared Allen grew up in the Austin area and played near his home at the University of Texas.
Yeah, Kev, just one season with the Longhorns. He really came into the league considered a project, but boy, his development is truly ahead of schedule.
To the inside, and Harris gets it to go on the assist by Thomas.
Nice to see Joe Harris add this to his game. We know he's a dangerous shooter, but go ahead and mix it up on the interior.
And it's sent back by Allen, and he gets it back. Here's Harkless. Back to Gibson. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot that time, not on target. And Brooklyn will come the other way. Moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors. Good on the shot.
That's 6'7". Karis LeVert knows how to use that size, especially inside. He knows how to handle himself in there.
It's stolen by Allen. Guys, a potent offense right now.
You know what, guys, and they're playing with a certain amount of assuredness in their game. That type of confidence is what leads teams to having success.
Takes a 3. Barrett, no good. The Nets have gone 4 of 4 to start, so a nice offensive rhythm to start here.
And now, in his second year of coaching the Knicks, David Fizdale putting more of a stamp on this team, changing the mindset of the franchise.
Well, the New York Knicks hired David Fizdale to steer the ship with a group of young players. And I want you to think back to where he earned his stripes. That was with the LeBron James and Dwayne Wade championship Miami teams. So he knows culture and he knows winning.
And you see the edge Barrett plays with, attacking the rim with bad intentions.
Here's Allen, and slam dunk by Allen.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. That one good for 2.
Well, what you want to see from Elfrid Payton are floor general skills on full display. Finds the open teammate. Nice.
Here's Chiozza, covered by Payton. Chiozza passes to Allen, and it's Allen with the jam.
Ooh, he put a little extra on that one.
He does. He doesn't usually finish soft either. Obviously, he can when necessary, but not that time. Now here's Gibson. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta. Passes it to Payton. Kicks it to Barrett. 4 on the clock. Allen with the rebound.
Unbelievable. He blew that. Look, guys, no clue what went wrong there.
Here's Thomas. It's rebounded by Payton. And so Payton will bring it up for the Knicks. Trailing by 4. Gibson finds Randall. To the left wing. Barrett wide open. He fires. Good on the 3-point shot. Barrett's got 5.
Well, the big man, Taj Gibson, pretty assist there, Kevin.
Here's Thomas. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
New York's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Now, here's Barrett. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Hawks in Atlanta.
And he caused major problems with his defense as well. He had 4 steals by the time the game was over.
A different look for New York. Robinson's checked in for Gibson. Reggie Bullock comes in for Maurice Harkless. And it's Ntilikina in for Elfrid Payton. And again, it's the Knicks missing. And Mitchell Robinson is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Portis, he's checked in for the Knicks. Kevin Knox comes in for Barrett. Luwawu Cabarro, he's checked in for the Nets. Here's Allen. Great D that time from Portis.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint.
Here we go, 1-on-1. Here's Temple. Knocks down the step back J. And we reach the end of the first quarter. Nets lead by 5. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. Welcome back, everyone. It's Noche Latina in the NBA as we resume action. And from Brooklyn, guys, what jumps out to you stat-wise?
Playing inside out in that first quarter led to some high percentage shots in the paint.
It is great when you can get that established early, because to me it opens up every other aspect of your game.
On the court right now, second quarter starting for the Nets. Jared Allen is out there with Caruch. Then it's Johnson. Then it's Garrett Temple. And it's Luwawu in at the 3, the small forward. Here's Caruch. And he finished it off with a lay-in. Caruch has got the lead up to 9 now for the Nets. The Knicks shooting around 29% from the floor. Tough night for them all around on the offensive end. And with the signing of Durant and Irving along with DeAndre Jordan, Greg, are the Brooklyn Nets now claiming the mantle for the top team in New York?
Listen, they were already the better team a season ago. After stealing the Knicks' thunder in free agency, acquiring the superstar talent, they're poised to steal the Knicks' cultural relevance as well.
Brooklyn leading by 9. Here's Temple. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. Here's Ntilikina. Misses from close range.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
Stolen by Robinson. Here's Knox. He's guarded by Johnson. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Here's Knox. No points in the game yet for him. Robinson, that's good.
Really good patience from Kevin Knox, understanding how to deliver a pass on time and on target.
And Temple kicks to Allen. Pass to Luwawu. To the middle. Here's Caruch. That one, no good. And New York will come the other way. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. That will be a getaway game for them, a one-game road trip. Tips it. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Now just a 5-point Nets lead.
I love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position under the glass.
With the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to come down. Well timed. Here's Luwawu. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Warriors in San Francisco. And second-round pick Caruch ended up starting most of last season for the Nets as a rookie.
Well, think about it. Back in Europe, this guy was playing limited minutes for Barcelona. Some said they were trying to hide him from NBA scouts. But there is no question he is on everyone's radar now, Kev.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Ellington comes in for Reggie Bullock. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Frank Ntilikina. And there's the foul. It's on Bobby Portis. That's his first foul. Thomas checked in for the Nets. Brooklyn leading by 7. Here's Chiozza. 11-point game his last outing. From about 16, doesn't go for him. Now the Knicks take it the other way. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta. Ellington, that's in, coming off an assist from Payton.
Well, you get exactly what you want right there. Clean look, right at the cuff, nicely done.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Kenny Atkinson, who's a native of Long Island, now has his dream job, coaching the Brooklyn Nets. He doesn't need praise or recognition. Instead, he's fueled by the fear of failure. He says, I always feel like I'm one banana peel away from never being in the NBA again. Kevin, he's got his team playing with that same determination.
David, he sure does. Thank you very much. Brooklyn with the ball. Following the score by New York. Chiozza's shot is good. 1:10 left to play here in the second quarter. Ellington the pass to Portis. Fires from deep. A shot by Ellington, no good. And so it's Harris who will bring it up for Brooklyn. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. And it's a 7-point Brooklyn lead. The pass to Payton. Here's the 3. Drops in the tray. Payton's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Well, in this day and age, assertiveness emphasis as a scorer from a young point guard is critical. Payton on the catch and shoot, no hesitation.
And now the Knicks on the break. Payton with the ball, and the shot goes in. Now just a 2-point Nets lead.
You know, you have to recognize the chance to push it, and they did. Great pass to get the ball behind the defense, and an easy 2 points on the board.
Now here's Crawford. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Second shot opportunity. He feeds it to Thomas. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. And here's Harris from the arc. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Nets will retain possession. There's 10 seconds left to play here in the half. A 3 ball. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello. Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. At the end of one, they were able to...
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. Doris, do you think it's more challenging for superstars in smaller markets, mid-sized markets?
You know, this is such an interesting debate in a world that has become, because of social media, so much smaller. You know, I do think that certain larger markets, LA, New York, can be a blessing and a curse. It does still feel like that media scrutiny is a little bit larger. When things are going well, it's the best thing in the world. When things aren't going so well, boy, those day-by-day, question after question can probably become pretty tedious.
We've got Mo Harkless. Taj Gibson is out there with Randall. Then there's Elfrid Payton, and it's Barrett at the shooting guard. And that's the group for David Fizdale as we begin the second half. And Barrett slams it in.
Aggressive and physical. Barrett creating the contact there to draw the foul.
Guys, when you consider the New York Knicks roster, there is some talent amongst their young players. More than a handful of their guys in their first 3 years in the league. Kevin Knox, Mr. Robinson, and Mr. Dotson all could be factors for them in the future.
Now here's Thomas. 6 on the shot clock. The 18-footer is right on the mark. Harris has got 6 points.
Well, how about the mid-range game? Joe Harris knows they're going to run him off the three-point line, so he's showing you what else he has.
Now, here's Barrett. LeVert defending. And Barrett gets it to go. Barrett's got it all tied up now for New York. Doris with the youth. The Knicks added Dennis Smith to that bunch as well.
No doubt, Kevin. This was a player they had their eyes on. So when you couple Dennis Smith Jr. with some of the young assets they've collected over the last couple of years, there's a ton of young talent coming up in New York right now.
For the Knicks, Reggie Bullock comes in for Harkless, and it's Ntilikina in for Elfrid Payton.
Well, how about this guy? Undrafted after winning a national championship in college at Duke, Lance Thomas, one of those classic glue guys. They tried to stay perfect in the half, but 3 for 4 now.
Here's Temple, and the layup falls.
Wow, what a start. 3 for 3, terrific play calling, everything clicking out of the gates here.
Randall kicks to Barrett. And we're just around 2 minutes into the final half of play now. The quick look, no good that time. Here's Randall, not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. Randall's got 4 this quarter.
Well, the versatility he possesses makes him a very tough cover, guys.
Caruge, it's good with the assist that time from Johnson.
Great play calling, great execution, leads to 4 for 4 to start this half.
Ntilikina looking it over. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Pass to Bullock. He dishes it to Gibson. The putback, Randall on the follow. Randall's got 8 points. Nets leading by 3. To the inside. And the basket by Thomas.
Well, terrific job by Tyler Johnson to do exactly what they want him to do, find his open teammates.
Well, over the last few seasons, Tyler Johnson turning himself into one of the premier options off the bench.
Kevin, you could easily see this guy winning a 6.
And here we go with the coach's challenge. Not surprised in a competitive game like this. And he's disputing the personal foul call.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Randall. He kicks it to Bullock. The feed now to Gibson. Here's Karuch. He's got 7. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Okay, Jared Allen, we see you making that look for a big man. That's a pretty pass.
Here's Randall. Gibson controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
And folks, he did not luck into that one. He knew just where he wanted to be to grab that backboard.
To the paint, here's Thomas. And that one drops. Thomas got 8 points here in this quarter.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Great positioning on the putback.
Second chance points have really been an issue here defensively.
To the wing on the left. And that one hits back iron. Knicks trail by 8. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Count it. 14 points for R.J. Barrett.
All right, defensively now, you've got to find a way to slow this guy down because he's putting it to you.
Johnson outside. Inside, Allen. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got his 5th assist in this one.
Well, this guy has been efficient and effective all night. That IQ has been on display.
For 3, Bullock. The shot, no good. And the miss.
Well, Taj Gibson proves year after year he is a very capable defender. This guy is willing to contest shots.
And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
And when you're the beneficiary of a pass that good, you better deliver, and he did just that.
4th quarter of action is upon us. Thanks, as always, for joining us. Setting the floor for the Nets. We've got Crawford. Luwawu is out there with Harris. Then there's Allen. And it's Chiozza in at the point guard. Timeout called, the Nets. And for the length of Bobby Portis, he's sure to provide a bit of fire when he's on the floor.
Well, Portis is never afraid to mix it up with the opponent or sometimes his own guys. This guy plays with a passion that maybe isn't for everyone, but boy, it does spark his teams.
Got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard Kenny Atkinson talking with his team. His demeanor was not one of a coach whose team was well ahead. He said this is the time to turn up the heat, make one final push, and try to close out strong. We'll see if they were listening, guys.
There's Crawford with the three. Knicks with the rebound. And now it's Ellington running. He can go all the way. A huge slam, the perfect end of the fast break.
Fundamentals, guys, using the one-hand slam.
Really makes the basics look pretty exceptional. Payton against Crawford. Payton kicks to Ellington. Down low. That is good. And the Nets lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Robinson.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Johnson, the pass to LeVert. Fires from 18. Rebounded by Knox.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Payton can't get it to go. It's the Nets now. They've led by as much as 10. Here's Johnson. It's rebounded by New York. Robinson's got 5 rebounds tonight. Knox the pass to Ellington. And here is Robinson, guarded by Crawford. Robinson kicks to Ellington. And to get open is Robinson, and he hits it to tie the game up. Ellington's got 4 points now in the quarter. The Nets have gone 0-3 to start the 4th quarter. LeVert against Payton, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
How about that authority from Mr. Karis LeVert? Go ahead, sir.
Left side, Portis. Passes to Knox. And Luwawu-Cabarrot is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. Maurice Harkless is checked in for Knox. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Nice shot by Portis.
You can see their confidence growing. They have reason to believe.
What I love, Greg, is the heart, the fire, the tenacity. This is absolutely fantastic.
Allen inside. Robinson on him. 6 to shoot. Three-pointer, LeVert. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's Portis. A miss that time. Would have put him up.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
But boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively.
No one near Payton as he lets it go. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. The Nets have gone just 1 of 6 from the field to start the 4th quarter. A bit of a slowdown for them right now. Here's Thomas. Gets a hand on it. Controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And that's 13 points for Jared Allen.
You know what? That's all about hustle and a nose for the basketball. Tremendous job on the offensive glass by Jared Allen.
And the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
And wow, what a time to tie this game up, guys.
Incredible fortitude to bounce back like this. I think we're setting up for an awesome finish.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Taj Gibson's checked in for Robinson. And Barrett subbed in for Wayne Ellington. Here's Allen. Thomas trying to break loose. Allen's shot is off. Here's New York. They're on a 13-4 run. Inside, Payton lays it up off the glass.
Payton taking the opportunity to deliver in a big moment.
It's trailed by 3. Harris outside. From deep 3-point range, up again. It's good on the putback. And that's 15 points for Jared Allen.
How about the anticipation and the timing there? He is all over it.
There at the pass to Gibson. Out to Payton. New York moving the ball around. Here's Barrett. It falls.
Oh, you just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Yeah, Greg, to me, more often than not, when you attack, good things happen.
Pass to LeVert. Over Barrett. Bank shot. No good. Absolutely critical chance right here.
They need this one to go their way.
It's in! And it's Thomas with the ball. He brings it up for Brooklyn. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth. And there's the pass to Allen. Great D that time from Gibson. Barrett with the ball. Got a hand on it.
Well, that's about the long reach of Karis LeVert on the defensive end, swatting away an opportunity.
So it's New York picking up the win. All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David.
unprecedented improvements, shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending. Unprecedented improvements, shooting, puck pickups, upper and lower body fluidity, and goaltending.
Always a ton of style coming through the tunnel in New York, and nothing. Well, you better believe it. Outstanding, David. Thank you. And a quick look here at some of the numbers for Brogdon.
He hasn't been as sharp in the past 10 games as we're used to. It shows in his passing. The assist numbers down. Even the simple passes look tough for him right now. Maybe tonight he can get back on his game.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Warren and Turner at the 4 and 5. Then there's Malcolm Brogdon. Then there's Oladipo. And it's Holiday in a shooting guard. And for New York, we've got Mo Harkless. Payton is out there with Barrett. Then it's Randall. And it's Gibson in at the 5 down low. Randall passes to Gibson, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Some of those lottery-bound teams now giving more minutes to their younger players, developing them, looking into the future, which means more veterans, unfortunately, will have to sit and watch.
And, you know, I always say this, and it's much easier said than done, but you're a professional, whether you're in the rotation, a young player or an old player. you have to approach it in a professional manner. And that means accepting the good with the bad, the sweet with the bitter. And that takes a maturity level. And, you know, when the trade deadline is behind you, you only can control what you can control. And that's what veterans should be about.
And hopefully the coach communicates the ideas behind the move, too.
I like that. But there's no obligation to do so.
Right. Wasted no time on that one.
Competent score from the mid-range. Actually, maybe his best part of his game. Gibson solid at recognizing when that shot's available.
Passes it to Brogdon. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Warren kicks to Brogdon. And the three ball is good.
And good to get him going early. That shot should give him some confidence.
Perhaps he's set for a big night. I mean, he can be a difference maker for him when he's on his game.
And you see the passing instincts Barrett has. Great at recognition out on the floor.
It's tipped. It's stolen by Barrett. Here's Randall, and Randall throws it down.
And that's up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
Now, here's Brogdon. They count on his contributions, currently providing 16.5 points a game. Good work there as it goes. 6 points for Miles Turner.
Exceptional skills for Turner down in the paint. This guy, I think, has the potential to be a dominant player inside for a lot of years.
To the middle, and Turner throws it down.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
What, you mean the throwdown at the end? I'll tell you what, fellas, I mean, the highlight shows are going to pain them even more.
Here's Holiday. The Knicks making the shot. Pass to Turner. Shoots the three. And Harkless pulls it down. And so Payton will bring it up for New York. They trail by 1. They're coming into this game off that recent loss to Atlanta. Now, here's Barrett. Defense is right there, and it's sent back by Turner.
Oh, these arms of Turner just go on forever. I mean, which is part of the reason he's able to rack up the block shots that he does.
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. And Randall throws it down.
But nice timing on these jumps. He's somewhat on the small side for a power forward, but he just never gives up.
Shot's good by Turner. Turner's got 10 points.
And a finalist for Coach of the Year in 2019, Nate McMillan passing 600 wins last season.
Well, you think about that. That's an impressive milestone for an outstanding coach in Nate McMillan. He moved into the top 25 all-time in wins. He's had 2 other stops as a head coach, Portland and Seattle. And I think he's doing some of his best work with the Pacers.
Warren, good, and it's Oladipo picking up the assist.
Boy, I love how unselfish Oladipo is. Great at getting his teammates involved in on-time, on-target passes.
Here's Harkless. Second chance shot. Now the pass to Barrett. Back to Randall. Just 5 to shoot. Barrett, no good.
Oh, that's terrific defense there. That's how you protect the rim.
Harkless with the steal. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. And Barrett slams it in.
And, you know, it's a bonus to have big men who pass it like this. Gibson, solid instincts there.
Here's Holiday. Got a piece of it. 4 on 3 as they bring it up. Kicks it out to Gibson. Right wing. Barrett with the ball. Over Turner, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. A nice first quarter of play. We've seen plenty of offense so far. Pacers lead by 1. Let's take a quick break now, and then it's on to the second quarter after this. And buenas noches, basketball fans. It's Latin night here on 2K Sports. And you might have noticed the custom jerseys worn by the players. And taking a look at the Pacers' performance here, guys. What are your thoughts?
Well, one way to generate more offense, pound the offensive glass. That was the difference in the first.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, guys. Without those second chance points, this game would have had a much different feel to it.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Knicks, Portis is out there with Knox. Then there's Reggie Bullock. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. And it's Ntilikina in at the point. Outside Holiday. Three-pointer. Not going to go that time. And New York will come the other way. They faced off right here last time they met, but the home team just couldn't pull out the win.
And their last time playing this club, foul trouble became a big problem for them. Their starters had to take an early stint on the bench.
They've just got to be more careful tonight. It's that simple. I mean, those guys are too valuable. They need them on the floor.
Just a late reaction there from the defense, and he is always going to finish that one.
The Knicks have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter.
And though they've made the playoffs 4 straight years, Indiana can't seem to get past the first round.
And it's not for a lack of effort, guys. The effort is there. The chemistry and continuity is there. They suffered a big, untimely injury, though, one to Victor Oladipo, and it's been hard for them to attract top free agents as well.
And so here is New York. The Pacers making the shot. Here's Portis. Nice fake there to create the shot, but it's no good. Here's McConnell, and the Pacers tack on 2 more. Knicks trail by 3. Pass to Knox. And he goes in for the dunk.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
A shot by McConnell, no good. The Knicks have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. For 3, Bullock, and that's good. Robinson picking up the assist. Bullock's got 5 points in the quarter.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight. Neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, and the lead has changed hands, and it just hasn't stayed in those hands very long when it's changed. Back and forth we go.
Out to the wing, to the inside, and stolen by Portis. Here's Ntilikina. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers with the hustle stats for the Knicks.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
And the Pacers can't get it to go.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And that one off the back of the rim and in. Ntilikina's got the lead up to 6 now for the Knicks. Indiana's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Passes it to McDermott. One-on-one here. Ntilikina can't hit. And Indiana shooting 33% in the second quarter. The offense has looked crossed up and confused at times.
You have to love the unselfishness on display there. Excellent passing.
Pass to Portis. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. Portis has got his first bucket of the night.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
Holiday, the pass to Bitadze. Here's Simpson. It's tipped. And again, New York running the court in transition. Here's Bullock. He had dropped for his 3rd basket. He's missed only 1 shot.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Now, here's McConnell. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game.
Nice work to get it inside and draw contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
And a new group in for the Knicks. Julius Randle's checked in for Bobby Portis. Eric comes in for Kevin Knox. Wayne Ellington's checked in for Reggie Bullock. And it's Payton in for Frank Ntilikina. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Turner. Malcolm Brogdon's checked in for the Pacers. We've got 28 seconds left in the second quarter. Payton dishes to Ellington. 11 feet away, and Robinson gets it to go on the assist by Ellington. Robinson's got 4 this quarter.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
Oladipo for 3, buries it from 3-point range. Oladipo's got his 2nd basket of the night.
Count that one, an average long-range shooter. Oladipo makes enough to where you've got to respect his shot.
And so it's New York with their lead. Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, basket. For the Knicks, the first quarter was pretty even. They never trailed by more than 3 points, and it was neck. And that's a wrap for our halftime.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. A fantastic game from Miles Turner in this one.
As impressive as the block totals are from him early on, they don't even tell the whole story. He's changed countless others.
Yeah, you know, he's been up in the air so often, he's been absolutely a pest on the defensive end.
And on the floor for Nate McMillan starting the second half. Warren and Turner at the 4 and 5. Then there's Victor Oladipo. Then there's Malcolm Brogdon, and it's Holiday in at the 2. And it's sent back by Turner, and they'll keep possession. Clock at 4. A second chance effort. Now here's Oladipo. He's got 5. Brogdon shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's on R.J. Barrett.
And you know, the 2016-17 Rookie of the Year continues to impress. Brogdon is a valuable role player who does a lot of things well.
Clark, you were such a terrific athlete growing up, and it must be fun for you watching your kids and soon your grandkids go through their athletic journey.
It really is one of the great blessings and treats of my life to see our kids grow and develop as people, but also to enjoy different sports. Our boys played basketball and soccer, and our daughter played volleyball, all played in college at some level. And so it is great. Anytime you see your kids find their lane, enjoy running in it, and do well in that lane, it's joy indescribable.
Randall kicks to Barrett. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And historically, you almost never saw a great shot blocker who could also knock down triples at a high clip. But count Miles Turner among the unicorns who provide that rare combination.
Stolen by Warren. Right side Holiday. Fires from 14. The putback. And Harkless pulls it down.
Clearly out of rhythm now, guys. I mean, just 1 for 5 to begin the second half.
Wayne Ellington's checked in for Maurice Harkless. The Knicks leading by 7. And the stretch center in demand. For Miles Turner, Greg, how does he take that next step as a player?
Getting stronger. And continuing to improve his recognition and communication at both ends of the floor.
Back to Oladipo. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. 7 points for Victor Oladipo.
Boy, always in attack mode. Oladipo keeps constant pressure on the defense.
Barrett the pass to Gibson. Shoots over Turner. No good from Gibson.
Very surprising that he came away empty there, especially given room to operate.
Here's Turner. The putback. Here's Warren. Tough break there, shot after shot. They couldn't get anything to fall. Barrett dishes to Ellington. Stolen by Brogdon. Outside Holiday. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Holiday's got his first points of the night.
And guys, the D has to show a little more fight on the interior than they did on that trip.
Just make sure you keep getting him touches. I mean, you love what he's doing at the offensive end. Don't go away from it.
Pacers trail by 7. Brogdon outside. But they'll get another chance. The rebound by Gibson. Knicks have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Well, when you knock down jumpers like that, it opens everything else up as well.
Now, here's Warren. Randall grabs the board. Randall's got 5 rebounds tonight. Payton with the ball. Ogden picks him up. Feeds to Barrett. And they pick up 2. Barrett's got 7 now in this quarter.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
And Oladipo kicks to Brogdon. Got a piece of it.
And he's really trying to get them back into it, but the results just have not been
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Now here is Holiday. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Here's Randall. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. T.J. Warren picks one up.
Terrific body control by Randall. An and one machine.
For the Knicks, Bobby Portis is checked in for Gibson. Kevin Knox comes in for Barrett. And it's Reggie Bullock in for Payton. Now, here's McConnell. 5 points in the game. Bucket is good.
And you can tell the defender not anticipating the step back. He was headed in the opposite direction.
Bullock passes to Randall. And it's Bullock missing.
Good offense squaring up against better D there. You got to appreciate that stop.
Here's Bitadze. He's guarded by Bullock. McConnell kicks to McDermott. Back to McConnell. The shot, no good. Great D that time from Portis. Always going up for the alley-oop here. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
And the pass there floated it up to the precise spot it needed to be.
And no messing around on the finish. He powers it through.
And that's an alley-oop that'll be loop-to-loop all day long on the highlight reel.
And so it's New York in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. They've excelled in the open court. Their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. Back to the action after this word. And let's take this opportunity now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Knox and Randall, they're the forwards. Reggie Bullock is out there with Wayne Ellington. And it's Portis in at the 5. That's the 5 for New York right now. Sampson. Another shot. And he lays it up and in.
Well, I love the way he goes after it there. I mean, and you've got to respect that. He's rewarded for his efforts of pursuing the ball.
Portis, the pass to Ellington. Randall kicks to Bullock. The dish to Ellington. They get the rebound. And so Holiday will bring it up for Indiana. It's a 16-point game. After this one, they're off to Philadelphia to take on the 76ers. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip. Nice shot by McDermott.
I think he's got to keep working on his interior game. Doug McDermott showing he wants to be more than just an outside shooter.
Randall no good. For Indiana, they've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. To the paint. Intercepted. McDermott kicks to Sampson. Indiana moving it around. Up top, Portis. And here they go. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for New York.
Well, it's been an outstanding game for them in the open court. Their fast break points really stand out.
Yeah, and also the way they've been able to generate points off of the turnovers that they forced tonight has also helped.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Mitchell Robinson's checked in for Portis. Harkless comes in for Kevin Knox. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Wayne Ellington. We were talking about the unicorn. Miles Turner in that category as a shot blocker who can space the floor. I don't think he's got a ceiling. What about you?
I think his ceiling is really high, Kevin. He's still young, which always bodes well for somebody with his work ethic and skill set. I think he can be an all-star player. Franchise player, those are few and far between. I'm not sure if he can get to that level, but all-star certainly within his reach.
Warren stayed with it, but they couldn't get it to fall. The Knicks leading by 16. Harkless the pass to Randall. Falls right in. He is 8 for 11 with that shot.
For Randall, another bucket. He continues to expand his offensive game.
Here's Turner. The Pacers getting another chance here. That's tipped. Randall down low. Good, and the assist goes to Robinson. Robinson's got 3 assists now in this one. The pass to Warren over Randall. Again, the miss by Warren.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
Holiday, the pass to Warren. And there's 1:45 left in the fourth quarter of this one, and the layup's good off the glass.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
Randall really a force on the offensive glass. This guy plays with so much energy and excels at crashing the glass.
And stolen by Payton. Harkless dishes to Randall, and Randall throws it down.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Knicks.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And I think a great job in positioning themselves for the W here. It's win number 21 on the season.
And they're going to bring this season series to an end with a very nice victory here today. These teams spent a lot of time on the floor together this year.
A total of 4 games to be exact, Greg, and they'll each wind up taking 2 of them.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Julius Randle.
An unbelievable scoring performance. He absolutely took over and never let up.
Good, and the assist goes to Robinson.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
Boy, they've given their fans plenty to cheer about, that's for sure. Effort, skill, coaching, you name it, they've done it. Seems to have a knack for hitting guys in their spots. His vision, excellent.
Holiday inside the line. Knicks with the rebound. We've got 28 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Brogdon. Now the Pacers moving it up. McDermott, no one around him, cans the shot with nobody near him.
An accurate shooter off the pass. McDermott feels comfortable firing as soon as he catches it.
And the Knicks miss again. And here's Holiday. From deep. Drains it from beyond the arc. Now Bullock. So no problem for New York as they get the win. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly